DLC 1 for Wonderlands dropped last week, and it feels like several steps backwards from all of the progress that the game has made. I was already going to make a video talking about what I would love to see in future post-launch content, and considering the state of Coiled Captors, there's a no time like the present. Coiled Captors feels like a minimized chaos chamber. You fight a few waves of enemies and end with the shark boss. Gearbox also weirdly is gating the boss's 4 phases and plans to release them once a week, which is just baffling on so many levels. And that won't help that this DLC is incredibly short. Content creators like Rest and Jolts have made videos speedrunning this in under 8 minutes. Outside of the new loot and locales, this DLC, if you can even call it that, doesn't add anything new to the game that the Chaos Chamber doesn't already offer, and absolutely does not justify a $10 price tag in being called DLC 1. The Headhunters in Borderlands 2 gave more content for their price. Heck, some of the free updates and seasonal events in Borderlands 3 offered better content than this. This feels like such a waste of time and money, not just for the community, but for the devs at Gearbox too. Why dismiss the potential of this game on copy and paste content when the future could be so much brighter? If the future of this season pass is going to essentially be a smaller reskinned Chaos Chamber, why not call it the Chaos Chamber Booster expansion and charge the whole thing for a better price? Why falsely advertise this as being to the quality and content standard of previous Borderlands season passes when it's so much smaller in scale? It makes it even sadder that Coiled Captors drowns out the game's recent patch, which was one of the best Gearbox has ever done. So many critiques that many had are just gone now, completely fixed. You now only have to farm Lucky Dice one time, they will count for all of your Fate Makers. Chaos levels went to 35, unlocking the Primordial tier for items. They fixed enemy wave generation in the Chaos Chamber. Spicy water is gone, thank God. They readjusted moon orbs and restrictions on rerolling gear, and a ton of bug fixes across the board for all platforms. This is a fantastic patch that improves the game significantly, but is going to live in the infamy and shadow of this lackluster DLC, as well as the fact that last week's patch had some ridiculous nerfs to some of the game's best legendaries. When Wonderlands as a whole made countless improvements and momentum for the franchise in the right direction, it's frustrating to see that screech to a halt. So how do we push the conversation in a better direction? Well, let's be constructive and vocal to Gearbox about what we want to see in Wonderlands. I think a slam dunk idea for DLC that the community would want would be one-shot season passes. For those who don't know, one-shots are one-and-done D&D sessions that are meant to be done in one day. One of the things that gets people excited about Wonderlands is its creativity. Being a game within a game unlocks the potential for game design. I would love to have someone like Torg BM. See what type of world he would give our Fate Makers and the crazy adventures and mayhem that would ensue. Throw in a curveball character like Zero. Give us a dystopian cyberpunk full of bounty hunters, all narrated in haikus. These are just top-of-the-dome ideas, but just the concept of having stories and worlds crafted by the characters we love hits the nail on the head for the type of expansions the Borderlands community loves for post-launch content. We also love build diversity. The community would be willing to pay for individual skill trees, crank up the replay value for a game that already has a ton of it for those who love it. I also think that a boss-only gauntlet for the Chaos Chamber would be a cool addition too. If you have any other ideas, comment them down below. Let's get some creative and constructive ideas on things we'd love to see in the future of this game. I hate when people's critiques end up being toxic and condescending. I despise the apathy that can come from people's frustrated passion. There's no point in having conversations if there's nothing meaningful said. I love this game and community and want to see it flourish. And the base game's quality is evident that there are devs at Gearbox that want to evolve their talents, listen to us, and make the best game possible. Down below, I have a link to Gearbox's support ticket forum so that we can leave constructive feedback on Coiled Captors and start the dialogue that can hopefully ensure that future content in Borderlands can be more engaging and more of what we love. Gearbox has always struggled when it comes to DLC. From paywalled levels in Borderlands 2, the dysfunctional structure of Borderlands 3's second season pass, the half-baked season for pre-sequel because 2K Australia went under, and now this. Post-launch expansions and content for Borderlands games have been needing a discussion like this for a minute. And hopefully, we can all start getting the ball rolling on bigger and better for the games we love. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and have a blessed day.